Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about the French Revolution, its impact and about Napoleon, where I have discussed about the second phase of French Revolution, about the rise of Napoleon, effect of French Revolution on France, on Britain, on other European countries and on India. In this video I am going to discuss about Napoleon, about his rise and about his fall. So what are you waiting for? Let's discuss about Napoleon first. Napoleon, he rose during the Revolution of France. He was very aggressive character. He tried to spread equality, liberty and fraternity in the world. Now let us understand the reform of Napoleon as first Consul. First is the political administrative reforms. Napoleon believed in centralization of power. Therefore, he divided France into administrative units called prefects and subprefects. Prefects were appointed in province and subprefects were appointed in districts. Therefore, Napoleon directly commanded direct level of administration. Napoleon removed nepotism and officers were appointed on the basis of eligibility. He removed old laws and started codification of laws, particularly separation of civil and the criminal laws. Now let us understand about his economic reforms. France was in economic turmoil from a long time. There was no difference between the personal money and the treasury in the Louis XVI time. So France was suffering a lot. Napoleon tried to reduce the expenditure of state in order to meet the fiscal deficit. After the 7-Year War and the mismanagement of Louis XVI resulted in economic turmoil in France. Therefore, Napoleon gave protection to industries. He introduced uniform taxation system for a smooth internal trade. There was massive state effort for industrialization. He gave emphasis on job creation. He was successfully drawing the formula to bring France out of medieval mindset. He adopted new measurement scale and established excise bureaus. He established centralized bank to monitor export and import. It was also known as Bank of France. Now let us understand about the religious reforms. During the French Revolution, property of church was confiscated. Priests ran away from France. Therefore, relation of France with Pope had deteriorated. So Napoleon, in order to improve the relation of France with Pope, concluded a treaty. It was known as Concordat. It was done in the year 1801 to 1805 with the Pope Pius VII, according to which the first was the religion of France will be Roman Catholic, but the people will have the freedom to choose either to be Catholic or Protestant. Second was the confiscated property of church will be returned. Third, priest in the Church of France will be appointed by Pope, but he will not collect any taxes. State will pay salary to them. Once Napoleon said that I am a Muslim in Egypt and a Catholic in France. Now let us understand about the educational reforms. Napoleon believed in scientific temperament, therefore education of maths and science became compulsory. State control over education was established and Napoleon divided education in 4 levels. First primary, second was the secondary, third technical and the last one and the fourth one was the university. Now what was the cultural reforms done by Napoleon? Napoleon established a separate fund for beautification of Paris. He established the highest civilian award of France, known as Legion of Honor. So, as the first consul, Napoleon presented many reforms. In 1804, Napoleon declared himself as a king of France. So, France's government system changed to monarchy again. By this, he became the destroyer of the revolution. That's why he was said the child of revolution and the destroyer of the revolution. Next important aspect is the continental system of Napoleon. Napoleon was very much sure that in traditional war France had no match with England. Therefore, Napoleon adopted the policy of economic war. He implemented the Continental system by the Berlin Order in 1806. This system was based on the economic blockade and boycott of Britain. In the year 1807, Milan Decree was implemented, and it was said that if any ship violated it, then it will be confiscated. Its purpose was to make France center of European trade. Napoleon was ready to engage in any deadly war to implement this plan. England also gave the reaction and passed order in council. England also tried to create an economic blockade of France. Continental system had inherent weakness because the dominance of industrial product of England was not only in Europe but with the France also. After Treaty of Eden in 1786, French market was flooded with English goods. It had promoted large-scale smuggling and illegal trade. Napoleon fought two wars in course of continental system, which were war with Spain and war with Russia. Now let us discuss each one by one. First is the war with Spain. Napoleon tried to influence Spain for economic blockade of England, but Spain opposed. The ruler of Spain, Charles IV, was declared unfit. Napoleon removed him from his office and appointed his brother Joseph on throne of Spain. Nationalist population of Spain did not accept Joseph. Therefore, Napoleon invaded over Spain. Napoleon was badly involved in war with Spain. Spain started guerrilla war against Napoleon. Britain also helped Spain. Almost 3 lakh soldiers were killed. Therefore, Napoleon himself said, "The cancer of Spain was the cause of my destruction." Next war was war with Russia, or we can say the Moscow campaign, held in the 1812. Initially, Russia accepted the continental system, but there was shortage of goods in Russia. Therefore, Russia wanted to come out from continental system. So Napoleon invaded over Russia. But Russia adopted scorched earth policy. That is, Russia started retreating back to Moscow after burning all the resources. France followed Russian forces, and finally French forces were trapped in Siberia. Russian forces massacred the French. Therefore, Napoleon lost the battle. England got opportunity to form an ally, and finally, in Battle of Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon was defeated. He was captured and sent in exile in St. Helena, a deserted island, where he breathed his last breath. He was dead in the year 1821. By this, we have understood about the rise of Napoleon and death of Napoleon, means the fall of Napoleon. By this, I am concluding my video, and if you find my video interesting, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.